Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek at SPIEL 2016. I'm sitting down with Ted Alspach, who has an announcement for an upcoming title for Bézier Games.
It happens to be right here. It's New York Slice. It's a new game by Jeff Allers. A lot of people may know him as the designer of Piece of Cake and New Amsterdam and a whole bunch of other great games. And this is a reimagining of the Piece of Cake game. It's kind of taking it to the next level, which is, of course, pizza.
Of course.
Where else would it go?
It's still pie.
Yeah, it's still pie, but it's better pie.
So now, I would say, for me personally, Piece of Cake has the, sort of a hall of fame in our household as one of the best fillers of all time. Now, so knowing with that as the background, is this has a bit more depth to it?
It does. It has a little more depth. It has, it's been changed up just slightly enough to give it more interest. And I think, while Piece of Cake is an awesome game, it was very straightforward. It was just, you're collecting, you're eating. It's one of those two things. Whether we've given you a few more choices here, a few more interesting things going on than is in the typical Piece of Cake game.
And I have to say, since you do have some production examples here,
yes.
like this would be the rule book,
yes,
which even though I just ate breakfast is making me hungry. Your score pad there is definitely worth
everyone
highlighting.
You score on these guest checks here.
Which even the font on this is so classic. 1980s guest check font.
Yes, it'll come on a little pad too that you'll be able to just keep and you fold the things across like normal. So this is it's great.
And while we have a big pile of pizza slices here, these are even just the backs of the slices.
Right. So let me show you real quick on how it works. So what's going to happen? We're going to actually make stacks of 11 slices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who's awesome?
Oh, you're awesome.
All right. The slicer, that'll be me right now, takes the slices and puts them out. Doesn't matter which direction you go, as long as it's consistent, you can't skip around. So I'm just taking these pieces randomly, moving around. Uh-oh, anchovies. And I have a pizza. And there we go. So I've set the pizza up here, putting all the slices out. I'm also going to take one of today's specials. I'll just choose one it's off the top here, called Mystery Slice. You always get a special. There's always a today's special. And then that gets added to the pizza. Now this plays 2 to 6 players. We're gonna play 2 players right now. It makes it really, really simple. What I'm gonna do is split this pizza into 2 sections. And I can do that any number of ways. I can say, you know what, this special is its own section, the rest of the piece is a section. That would be foolish. I will not do that. Instead, I will split it up in some way which I think makes kind of sense. So I'll go ahead and maybe do this. And then I'll add the mystery slice to this portion. At this point, you, as the first player to go, are gonna choose which of these portions you'd like. So go ahead and choose a portion.
I will take the one conveniently closer to me.
At this point, then you decide which of these slices you'd like to eat and which you want to collect.
Having to know what I know about Piece of Cake, I'm going to say that I am going to eat perhaps this veggie piece because you have a veggie piece.
It's actually a margarita piece with a soy piece of pepperoni on it.
All right, fair enough. So I'm going to
All right, you're going to eat that and you're going to keep the other ones and collect those? Okay, and the goal of the game is to get as many points as possible. The numbers that are here on the slices represent 2 things. How many points you get if you have a plurality of slices, and also how many of those slices there are in the game. So in this case, there are 11 cheese slices with pepperoni, there are 9 sausage slices, there are 10 meat lover slices. If you happen to have the plurality of those at the end of the game, you will get 11, 10, and 9 points respectively. If you don't, you get nothing, and if you tie, you get nothing.
Oh.
So, gotta be careful on that, on the whole tying thing. Now, when it's my turn, I'm gonna do the same thing here. However, we'll notice right away, one thing I've got is anchovies. Anchovies are bad. Now, some people like anchovies, I don't. But some people do, and that's cool, whatever. Different fish for different folks. Anchovies you can never eat, so they're out here, and each anchovy is -1 point. So getting a portion with anchovies is always a bad thing. You want to avoid that if you can. Obviously, I did not make this side tempting enough for you to take those anchovies, and I'm stuck with them. So I'll have to keep this out. I will keep these 9s out, so we're going to be competitive in 9s at this point. And you ate the 1 4, so I'm going to keep my 4 out because I think I'll have a chance to win that. And now we have this is a margarita slice, this is a veggie slice. The veggie slice has no pepperoni at all. We're not even going to put fake pepperoni on there. It's so veggie. There's only 3 of those, so I can't eat it because it doesn't have pepperoni on it. So I'll leave it face up. But I also get this mystery slice one. Now, at the beginning of the game, back before we started this, we put these all into stacks, and there were 3 slices left over that weren't in stacks. Today's special mystery slice lets me take one of these, look at it secretly, decide if I want to eat it or collect it. If I want to collect it, of course, it goes face up, and now I have an 8, and you do not. Aha! And then this is then out of the game. So that's all. There's a whole bunch of these today's specials that can be added. One gets added every time you slice through the pizza.
And so each pizza is a round. And how many rounds would we play out?
We're going to play with 2 players. We're going to play 6 rounds. So 6 times. So each of us will get to slice 3 times. At the end of that, we will see who has the plurality of the collected slices. We will count the number of pepperonis on your eaten slices. So we had 1 right there. Even though a soy pepperoni, it still counts for a point. And we will subtract out any anchovies. And there's some specials that give you special points. Like this buffet today's special gives you 1 point for each different type of pizza you've collected. There's a whole bunch of these that do all sorts of fun things. There's a cut and line one. There's one of my favorites called dibs. The dibs one allows you in a future round to go ahead and go, you know what, before you slice, I call dibs on this piece, and you just get it right away, which is great.
I can see how that adds a little bit more.
There's just a few little extra things going on here. There's a few other types of slices in here that are very interesting. There's, of course, I will never find these now since they're all upside down. Some of the regular slices have anchovies on them. You've got to watch out for that. And that is awesome that I am unable to.
Right, yeah, you're doing a really
these.
excellent job finding nothing.
Wow, the odds of doing this are slim and absolutely oh, there we go, here's one. Okay, this one right here on the center here, this is a combo slice. There's a whole bunch of combo slices in there. There are 2 slices on the same piece, and they're each worth 1/2. So if, for instance, one of us had this, we would have 2.5 nines, which is more than 2 nines.
2 nines.
And so if I happen to grab this on a future round, I would now be winning 9s. And you would be very sad. And I would not want to do that to you, but I might.
There are no winners and losers in the game of pizza. Come on.
Yeah, well, there are definitely winners.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Ted, do you have an idea of sort of, since this is still in the works?
It is actually, it's off the printers. This should be out in January.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so stay tuned for some pizza goodness. And this is going to be New York Slices from Bézier Games.
Yeah.
Ted, thank you so much.
Thanks, Beth.